Okay, good morning. Today we are going to talk about the three types of sales. I mean, relationship of sales. Generally, we are talking about three major types. These types, they are very essential and vital. After we are going to review and discuss them in a very detailed way, you are going to find that all the sales relationships which we are witnessing in our daily and personal lives, they are applicable. Now let's begin by providing you with extra two definitions. The first one, today we are going to talk about sales force program decisions. Well, as we said last time, how did we define sales force? How did we define sales force? Sales force. What's the meaning of it? Yes. We said we are referring to the sales staff members or sales team. So whenever we are going to talk about the word program, listen, this is very important. This means we are going to talk about how we are going to manage a team. To manage a team, it means we are talking about more than one person. Each person has his own role, responsibilities, tasks, duties, white lines, red lines, authorities, delegations, and etc. So once again, a sales force program is a tool for planning how the sales force will perform its role in achieving the firm's objectives. Well, this is the definition of sales force program decisions. Clear? I think it's easy. Let's go to the second term. Well, this term, it refers to the account relationship strategy. Well, let's underline the word strategy. Whenever we are going to talk about the word strategy, this means we are talking about long-term goal or long-term plans. As Fatin said, the long-term plans or the long-term plans, it refers or it gives a lesson or objective or goal for the management of the sales firm about what is the type of the relationship which this firm should establish with its own accounts or customers. Are we talking about short-term relationship? No. Or are we talking about long-term relationship? Or are we talking about something in between? Or are we talking about something in between? So all these three types, they must be identified by the strategy. By the strategy. Now, so a firm's account relationship strategy refers to the type of relationship. Well, as we said at the very beginning of the class, we are talking about three major types. The type of the relationship it intends to develop. It refers to the firm. The firm intends to develop or establish with its own customers. Therefore, why is it or why it is important? What implication does it have on the sales force program? All these questions cannot be answered without first identifying our strategy, which will determine how we should create account relationship or customer relationship. Now, let's begin with the core point of today's class. As you can see, if we would like to analyze this diagram, as we said, we have to read the title. The title is saying alternative types of account relationship. Here we are talking about investment by supplier. Oh, don't be confused. Supplier can be deleted and can be substituted by another word. Sales agency. Yes. Sales agency. Excellent, Hanin. The same thing, investment by customer. Now listen. Generally, if we are going to talk about this level, this means we are talking about investment. Investment in what? In three things. Time, effort, and money or cost. So the investment in these three types or in these three elements, it's very limited. But if the investment at this level, then we are talking about what? A very high and expensive process of investment. The same thing with what? With the customer. If you are talking about investment at this rate, this means it is a very limited or cheap investment. But it is over there, this means we are talking about expensive process of investment done by customer. Clear? Now let's begin with the first thing. The first thing, we are talking about transactional relationship. Well, as we said, sometimes we can substitute transactional with traditional. Well, be careful now. Listen. Imagine we are going to have ice cream firm. In this case, the ice cream is selling a product. What is the name of the product? Ice cream. Listen, the firm is going to begin its own sales with many of customers. Those customers might be supermarkets, groceries, small shops, etc. Now listen, if you are going to ask, what is the type of the relationship which is going to connect between this ice cream firm along with the different types of the customers with whom they are dealing with? It is a transactional, traditional. What is the meaning of this? It means the management or the manager of the ice cream firm, they do not care about long-term permanent relationship. Why? Various reasons. Number one, here we are talking about the first type of sales which we studied last class, which is excellent product sales. And what did we say about the product sales? We are talking about consumed products. These consumed products, for sure, customers will come to us sooner or later, and they will rebuy and rebuy forever. This is one thing. Another reason, the customers with whom we are dealing, they are many, too many. Therefore, if one of them dropped from the list, this isn't going to influence our work. This isn't going to influence our work. This is very important. Okay? So once again, we are talking here about what? Product sales. With the product sales, we said the contact or the communication with the customers are narrow, as we said last time. Yes. Okay, so this one is called transaction relationship. Now let's summarize what we said. Therefore, the supplier, in this scenario it was the ice cream firm, they are not interested in investing too much time or too much effort or too much cost in creating relationship with the customer. The same thing with the customer. In other words, the customer here, she or he, for example, if they are living nearby القشاوي supermarket, for sure they are going to come every day trying to buy all the consumed products which they need at home. Imagine this customer is studying at the IUG. While she is in the IUG, she would like to buy ice cream or she would like to buy a pen. Do you think she's going to return back to the Gushawi supermarket and she's going to buy from there? She will never do that. Why? We are talking about a very limited process of investment of time, effort, and cost. So here, if you are going to talk about effort and time, the customer who is studying in AUG will say, it's more comfortable for me, it's more convenient for me to buy from any supermarket nearby the university, rather than to go to القشاوي supermarket. So once again, so the level here, it's very limited, the level here, it's very limited. In other words, this is the time, this is the effort, this is the scale of the cost which the supplier is ready to invest. With the same thing, this is the time and the effort and the scale of the cost which the customer is ready to invest with the relationship regarding the supplier. So it's very limited. This is the meaning of transactional traditional relationship. What is classified to be? Read. Sorry, product sales. Product sales. Any question about the first transactional relationship? Any question? Let's go to the second. Go to the second. The second is called consultative relationship. The word consultation, in this case, we are talking about one word, which is solutions. We said last time, solution all the time, it is preceded by another word, which is problem. So here, we are talking about a problem. Then, this is reminding us with the second type of sales, which is exactly solution sales. solution sales. Let's return back to the ice cream factory. Imagine the manager of the ice cream firm contacted you as an electrical engineering company. As an electrical engineering company. Oh, please here, all the time remember, the customer might be individual, as we said repeatedly. The customer might be individual, might be firm, might be organization, might be government, might be a country. Especially if we are talking about weapon sales. This is very important. Now, so this ice cream firm contacted your company, which is providing electrical engineering consultancies. Well, this manager was complaining, saying, my firm is suffering from shortage of electricity. Well, this is influencing or jeopardizing my work of producing ice cream. Now, the quick solution for this problem is to bring generator. If you are going to say the solution is generator, then we are not talking about consultative relationship. We are talking about, because the product here is exactly. He is going to inform you, I know that the solution is generator. One idiot or stupid person is going to tell you that the only solution is the generator. But I would like to provide me with something called, look, read. And we didn't say good solution. Better solution. If it is better, then we are talking about what? Solution sales. With the word better here, it means we would like to look for a generator which is having specific specifications, which is going to save us too much gas along with too much cost. Or these two items are interrelated with the goal of the firm of the ice cream, which is profit. Yes. So the question now, which type of generator should we install inside the firm? Which type? We are going to look for the type of generator which is going to be efficient and effective. When we are saying efficient and effective, this answer cannot be answered or delivered to us unless we are going to consult with specialized electrical engineering firm. So in this case, the electrical engineering firm is the supplier. Well, the ice cream firm here is the customer. But the relationship between them is consultative relationship. This is very important. Very important. Any question, any comments about this? Farah? As we said, we know that the quick answer is generator. But if you are going to restrict our thinking of solving our problem by installing any kind of generator, then we are talking here about product sales. Yes. Because in this example, the product is the generator itself. Yeah. But because any firm is looking for profit, this means they are going to say, we would like to identify which type of generator should we install. We would like to install a generator which is going to be the most efficient and the most effective. Because these two elements of efficiency and effectiveness, they are interrelated with the goals of the ice cream firm, which is profit. Who is going to provide you with the better solution in this regard? An electrical consultant. Who is in this example? Electrical engineering company. We said in this example, the electrical engineering company now is the supplier. Well, the ice cream firm is exactly. But the relationship of the sales between the two is consultative relationship. Clear? Any question, any comments? Any question, any comments? Be careful, because now we are going to give a third example about the same factory to clarify what? The enterprise relationship. In the enterprise relationship, remember, this is reflecting, as you said, the value sales. When the value sales all the time, remember, here we are talking about something called partnership Or sometimes we are saying strategic partnership. Listen, the supplier, according to the enterprise relationship, is going to look at the customer as, remember,
asset.
or partner. Now, what is the meaning of this? It means too much. It means the supplier isn't ready to sacrifice any single customer because this customer is a partner.
Yes.
If a partner is going to withdraw from this relationship, the enterprise relationship, this is going to weaken the power and the profit of the supplier. Now, look at this example. The ice cream firm itself, in order to work, they are going to need something called carton. Why? Because by carton we are going to package, and by carton we are going to distribute the ice cream product and so on. So can the ice cream function naturally without dependence on this product, carton? No. Imagine we are going to have now a carton firm. In this case, the carton firm is, and the ice cream is customer. Look at here. The carton firm will look at the ice cream as a strategic partner, as an asset. They will say, we will do our own best in order to help the ice cream as much as we can so that they are going to function naturally. Why? They are partners. If they close their business, we will lose as well.
Yes.
If they increase their sales, we will win as well. Therefore, we are talking about embedded enterprise relationship founded on strategic partnership between these two factors. So this kind of relationship is called enterprise relationship. Stop here. Imagine, for example, one of the ice cream or the supplier of the carton firm is going to send, listen, a salesperson asking something from the ice cream firm. Imagine this salesperson mispronounced or misspoke. What's the meaning misspoke? Spoke in a very ugly way, spoke in a very bad way. Do you think the manager of the ice firm is going to cut the relationship with the carton firm? No. Exactly. So the sales force now, according to the enterprise relationship, is playing a secondary role rather than a primary role.
Yes.
Why? Because each partner is looking at the bigger picture or the bigger image, which is the mutual value, the mutual partnership. If your partner is winning, you are winning as well. If your partner is losing, you are losing as well. This is very important. Very important. Let's summarize what we have explained now. Listen. This is a narrative explanation for what we have just talked about. Well, let's begin with the first type of relationship, which is transaction relationship. So transaction relationship is a relationship based on the need for a product. Because of this, we said this kind of relationship is referring to product sales of acceptable quality, of course, along with competitively priced. In addition, a process and relationship convenient for the buyer. Because of this, what did we say? The customer isn't ready to go to El Gashawi supermarket and to buy the product from there. They are going to look from or for any nearby supermarket, or they are going to buy their consumed product from her. Why? Because the buyer is looking for her own convenience, for her own comfort.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Now, how the customers are thinking? All the time they are thinking, I have never bought anything from someone I didn't like. Yes. This is according to what? Transaction relationship. Gina, whenever I am going to enter a supermarket or a grocery, if I am going to look at the seller and I'm not going to speak with him or her, if I didn't like his appearance, I'm not going to sell, or I'm going to leave directly. Or this is the same ideology which is available in the brains of the customers who are working according to transaction relationship. Let's go to the second one. The second one is called consultative relationship. وهذا consultative relationship is a common relationship available widely in industrial market. Industrial market was based on the customer's demands and willingness to pay for sales efforts that create a new value and provides additional benefits outside the product itself. When the example, when we used to have a problem, we were not looking for a generator. We were looking for a type of generator outside the product. Its own specifications, its own impact on our work, its own efficiency, its own effectiveness, and so on. This is very important. Now, here, this relationship of consultatives, it is founded on various principles. Number one, we have to understand customers' problem mainly or specifically. Second, we have to develop better solution rather than good solution. Or finally, advocate and customers' interests. In the example, we were developing and advocating the customer's interest. The customer was the ice cream firm. With their own interest is to increase their own profit by providing them with the most efficient and effective generator. Clear? Now let's go to the third. With third relationship, it is called enterprise relationship. Where an enterprise relationship is one in which the primary function is to leverage any and all corporate assets, strategic partnerships of the supplier in order to contribute to the customer's strategic success. If our customer will succeed, for sure we will succeed as well. If they fail, we will fail as well. So these are founded on various principles. Some of these principles of product and sales force are secondary. Well, this is reminding us with this person who exactly, if he misspoke or something like that, this means we are not going to pay attention for him. Our interest or focus all is on strategic partnership. This person is a minor. He or she is not a major. The major is the strategic interest. Also, customer must be of strategic importance to the selling organization. Suppliers are involved in early stages of lead identification. Suppliers team interface. Interface means interact with the customer on regular basis. Or finally, suppliers respond immediately and sales information continuously. So these are the major principles upon which enterprise relationship can be founded on. Any question, any comments about this? I think it's easy. Move on. Now, before our final station in this class, let's ask ourselves this simple question. Imagine you are going, or we are going to hire you as a sales manager in our firm. Well, listen here. We are going to ask you one simple question. You are requested or you are asked to design Salesforce program. Tell us briefly, what are the major steps which you are going to do to create a complete Salesforce program? Input, process, or output? Excellent. What is the input? Exactly. We have to identify marketing objectives of our firm. We have to identify a strategy implementation program. This is considered to be step number one. Later on, what we are going to do? We said we must create something called account relationship strategy. In other words, what is the strategy which we are going to adopt to create a relationship? Are we talking about transactional? Are we talking about enterprise? Or are we talking about consultative? Third, we would like to identify desired selling actions and behavior. What is acceptable and what is unacceptable. Fourth, we are going to talk about organizational structure. How we are going to organize our sales team members. Later on, we are going to talk about competency development program. Why? Because this program is going to develop and train and orient all our staff members. Okay? Yeah. Finally, we would like to identify our leadership system. In other words, we must stand together and agree on a leader. Who is our leader? And which team, which will be led by this leader. So all these steps might be finalized by you to create what? A Salesforce program. Are we talking here now about independent, isolated processes? No. We are talking about something called feedback. Well, this feedback is important. Why? Because we would like to be sure if we are doing a right work or wrong work. A right judgment or unfair judgment. So we need feedback. The feedback is going to be taken from the staff member in comparison with two kinds of estimates. Estimate number one of sales potential and sales forecast. Or estimate number two, estimates of sales force size and budget. Then imagine we estimated that our sales is going to be 80% in this year. Well, later on, after this year finished, our sales was 70%. This means, did we do a right job or a bad job? A bad job. Because we are talking about failure with 10%. In this case, we are going to review what we have been doing throughout the previous year, and we have to put our hand on the weakest link, the weakest process, to fix it in the coming year, and so on. Any question, any comments about this? Let's conclude our class by this famous topic. Comparison, a quick comparison between transactional relationship and enterprise relationship. Well, this is very important. Generally, if we would like to make a quick comparison between these two types of relationship, we have to focus first on something called past. What is the meaning of this? It means traditional relationship, they are not concerned too much with the past. Why? Once again, we are talking about narrow relationships, we are talking about consumed products, and we are talking about big number of customers, and at the same time, big number of suppliers. So if they are satisfied, that's fine. If they are not satisfied, also this is fine. Life goes on. But this scenario isn't the same with the enterprise relationship. Why? Because the past and the tracking record is considered to be the base for creating the future strategic partnership with this customer. If the past is clean and cooperative, the strategy and the partnership will be achieved. But if the past is bad and dirty and full of tension, we cannot create strategic relationship. Clear? Number two, we are talking about the profit margin of the supplier. All the time, remember, sometimes the supplier isn't going to be focused too much on something called supplier's profit margin. Well, this is considered to be no responsibility for the supplier. Somebody is going to wonder why the supplier isn't going to be too attentive for the supplier profit margin. Once again, the supplier doesn't care. Either his customer is going to benefit or not benefit. Either he is going to achieve a profit or not to profit. Once again, not a relationship. Also, we are talking about many customers. Exactly. Here, the situation is the opposite. They are giving a strong attention on the supplier's need to make fair profit. Third, little support for feedback. They do not want feedback. Because we are talking about short-term relationship. Sales which happen like this. Then, are they interested to renew it? They do not care. But here, the feedback is excellent. Which is considered to be the base for creating a future strategic relationship. Here, no guarantee of business relationship beyond contract. Once again, no performance expectation beyond the contract. So in other words, contract is considered to be the Bible upon which we are going to resolve our conflicts or our misunderstandings. In other words, the Bible, the book of law. In other words, if we disagreed with one another, this means which thing which is going to resolve this issue? The contract which we both signed. But here, the contract is one tool. Is it everything? No. Can we resolve things beyond the contract? Yes. Why? Because of this. Exactly. We are talking about strategic relationship. Well, this strategic relationship is founded on trust, on loyalty, on cooperation, and positive sum gain. But here, we are talking about zero sum gain. In other words, we are not so interested in achieving a profit for our customer or not. We do not care about this. What we care is to implement and execute the contract fully. Nothing more, nothing else. Well, this is a quick comparison between these two types of relationship, the transactional and enterprise. Any question, any comments about today's class? Now, let's summarize. So in this class, we talked in a very detailed way about the three types of sales. Inshallah, next Saturday, we are going to begin talking about chapter number 3. Done? Done. Did you make your assignments?
Yes.
Now, I am going to take a few answers as a sample. Thank you, Ola.